We arrived at the South Gate of Huangshan at about noon. One doesn't just hop out of the car and onto the trailhead and head up, unfortunately. There's quite a bit of orienting and ticket purchasing before you can actually begin hiking. If you start at the front gate, which most people do, your car or bus won't be allowed beyond a certain point. At the drop-off area you get out, stretch, gather yourself and try to figure out what's next. What is next is that you must take another bus to the trailhead. If you don't know this already before you arrive, you might have trouble figuring it out. Now you know, things are not clearly marked. We first wandered into the supply shop, where there were also toilets, and while we didn't find the bus tickets, we were able to pick up some English maps of the mountain, cheap rain ponchos and other gear, water, snacks. It's definitely worth picking up a map as while the trails are marked in both English and Mandarin, and Korean and Japanese, sometimes it is confusing and we often consulted our maps. While a few of us shopped, another few figured out where to buy the bus tickets and so we all finally headed off to the bus terminal that takes you to the various trailheads. I emphasize various because if you do not pay attention, like us, then you might not end up at the right place. There are two ways up from the South Gate, the eastern steps that follow the Yungu cable car and take about 2 to 3 hours to hike and the western steps that follow the Yuping cable car and take 6 to 7 hours to hike. We did not pay attention to the bus we got on and went to the western steps, thinking they were the eastern steps. The moral of this little vignette is this: buy a map, study it, follow it and ask questions when you're confused. We were the blind leading the blind and while we made it to the top, we did not intend on hiking for so long.